There we go.
Oh, you're lucky. I was like, anybody texting you? 5, 6, 7, 8.
That was rude.
What? The person who texted you is right beside you. Hello?
Hey, what's going on, world? It's your girl, Shy, and welcome back to the CheyTea podcast. She's rude. I have more than one friend, you know.
So do I.
Okay, let's try that again. Hey, what's going on, world? It's your girl, Shy, and welcome back to the CheyTea podcast.
Look at you holding it with me.
Hey, hey, oh, outside.
Say about from which part?
Tell her run bitch part. Like Chinese,
so they clip tops, boy.
Make it shove it up.
Shove it up in there. You don't want none of this.
Man, a big dog.
Are you dumb?
Listen to me. Coach you up for me in the Netherlands. With you grab a sink like Ali get up on.
Never letting it go, eh? Oh, never letting it go.
Sorry.
Singing that sound like I just came out. How y'all doing?
Welcome back to a new episode of the CheyTea podcast. I am your host, Cheyenne Shante.
And it's your girl, Aaliyah Nora. You know the vibes. Outside.
And out of gal them.
Because it's skid out weather. Skid out me boom boom.
Sorry.
Honestly, no.
No? Okay.
No, because we're wholesome.
Oh. Look at that.
What?
Phone's going off. Anyways, welcome back, friends. New episode.
Welcome back.
New episode today. Let me tell you something. Anyways, we've had what?
I felt that was a little shady.
It wasn't.
Okay, I take it back.
Anyways, I lost my train of thought because, you know, this girl's talking. But yeah, we're outside having fun, living life, living a great life.
She's trying to remember her thoughts, friends.
Trying to remember my thoughts.
It's not working.
Oh, yes. Listen, let me tell you something. I noticed a level of how do I say this? Of like stupidity when I'm on the road driving lately. First of all, Toronto traffic, friends. If you are from the GTA, you know it is hot garbage outside, okay? When you are driving, if somewhere took you 20 minutes, it'll now take you 45 minutes. If somewhere took you a half an hour, it'll now take you an hour. If somewhere takes you an hour, it'll take you an hour and a half. You get my drift? It's literally, it's too much.
People need to start take transit.
No, I wouldn't even take the transit because
Walk.
people are crazy.
That's facts. Honestly, well, I'm not going to say it, but I saw on TikTok, a man was doing some drogas on the TTC.
Yeah.
Like legit, like I'm talking hard drugs, friends.
People are nuts.
Like on the TTC. I'm like, this is what our tax dollars are going to?
Yeah, people are nuts. It's crazy out here.
It's wild.
It's crazy.
Like
I'm actually so mad. Like, I'm just like, everywhere it takes me so long. And like, because like I'm commuting to Toronto, it didn't take me that long to get to my destination.
But now you have to leave like extra early. Like that's why like I just like game days I leave extra early because no matter what, I don't care if I'm not there on time and I don't beat traffic because as soon as you get stuck in traffic, like she said, somewhere that takes you a half an hour, you're sitting there.
You're sitting there. You're sitting like a duck.
Sitting there, just chilling.
Oh my
Might as well roll down the
gosh.
window.
It's so bad. And then like Toronto's on some checo high checo. Why there outside? 1 minute is hot. Next minute cold. Next minute is raining. Next minute is just looks like outside sad.
You're gonna see global warming and gotta come soon.
Listen,
don't need to wake up.
Wake up, yeah. Because let me tell you something. Me and God are on good terms, eh? So I'm okay. Like that's my dog, top left. Just saying, you know. So we have to make sure you get right with God. You know.
Say it.
Because I'll go on.
Get right with the Lord. And I'm
get loud.
gun fingers. I'm sorry. Get right with the
It's just that's a Jamaican thing. It's fine.
Alright.
Imagine not being Jamaican. Sucks.
And for all of those people who tell me that because I wasn't born in Jamaica, I'm not Jamaican, you know what to do with that information, okay?
Go run underneath. Listen,
Because-
I'm still Jamaican. My parents are Jamaican. Like
I don't understand like why
my grandmother is Jamaican.
All right,
So shut up.
All of my grandparents are
All of
Jamaicans.
them. Every single one of them are Jamaicans.
Literally.
I came from 2 Jamaican parents. I'm a Jamaican.
Facts.
Like, what's wrong with you? Stupid. Anyways, how was your week?
What me do? Holy. Oh, yeah, I had a game. Holy, brother. It was a long weekend. Canada Day. Big up to all the indigenous. I hope I'm saying that right. The Aboriginal people them. I had a game. We won. You already know the vibes.
Outside.
3 times. You already know we're running it back again this season.
Outside.
It was my bestie's birthday the day before. Happy birthday to my big friend. What else did I do? That is it. I think. I'm cleaning up my room, put it in my laundry. you know? Yeah.
Yes,
That's all I can think of right now.
It's
That's all I did.
definitely
Oh, and I went to a function and friends, I'm not contemplating. I really need to start staying inside and being selective with the functions that I go to. Because boy, you have to be careful with the spaces that you're in because
I told you that. I've said to you all the time, there's a reason why you don't invite me to certain places because I'm not going. Like, I'm not going. First of all, I don't have to be in a booth with bottles. I don't need to do that because let me just tell you how crazy y'all look, okay?
Buffalo Casamigos is $3 and it's $100 in the liquor store.
Yeah. And it's like, for why? Like, I get it. You want to have fun. There's a celebration. And like, I totally understand when it comes to like a certain level. But my thing is that you can't expect because you're with your friends or whomever, just walk in, both hands swinging in the club and sit down, but then ready to be the first one to pick up the juice and you know you didn't put no money on it. I am the friend that will watch, I don't care. I will... like the way how you get that bottle thumped out of your hand before you even add the alcohol, the juice will just get slapped on the ground. Like I don't care. Like I will waste the juice, but I am not
clean it up.
Listen, how dare you fix your fingers, your dirty fingers, and go pick up the juice that you didn't pay for? And then you expect me to buy a bottle, then I have to chase mans, and then I have to be like $90, $100 each, whatever amount of money to give me for the damn juice. No, I'm not do it.
But also, like, for instance, like when I've been in the booth and friends, you know, I've been in a couple of booths myself.
Yeah, because she's outside.
I've never paid for it, but I've never seen like people that I've been in booths with. I've never seen the men, or maybe they do it separately, or they finesse it. But I've never actually seen a next man be like, "Yo, run me a change for this buckle." Like I've been in booths where like they either split the bill and it's fine. And granted, these bills are high because downtown is expensive. But there's no problems with the people that I go out with or that I've been out with. Like there's no issues with the man them splitting the bill. So if you're going out with mans who can't afford it, you don't need to be there.
Just stay home.
Like just stay home. It's fine. Like it's okay. And the fact that you're spending $3 on a bottle of Casamigos is mud.
Does it sound like we're pocket watching, or is it just like we're just
It might
attentive?
be pocket watching a little bit but then again, I'm not afraid to admit that I'm not going into the club to get a booth and bottles. So
and that doesn't make me. It
don't
makes
make me
me
broke
smart,
either.
bro. Like I'm not a broke person if I choose to not go and spend my hard-earned money on a function that's going to charge me overpriced bottles. That for what?
That happened to me over the weekend. That a friend of mine, the person that she was communicating with, said that the people that we were with were broke because they didn't buy bottles.
That doesn't mean I'm broke, dog. That means I'm smart. Like,
I was
no.
like, what?
I will go to the bar and buy a juice. I can buy 3 juices and hold that same juice for $40, okay?
And if you get 2 shots, you're lit.
Then you're litty like a titty. You don't need no bottle. And then at the end of the day, when you have the, I said, okay, like, I get if you're in a celebration vibes. I get it. But, like, if you're just going to sit down and hold the couch, you can come do that here. Like, look, couch. Just sit up on top here. Like,
with the sign.
With the sign. Like, you know? What is the point? I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
I mean, I don't know. But it's not giving broke if you're not going to the club spending money on bottles.
It's given financially stable and smart. That's what it's given.
If you have
that
it,
you need to
spend
find.
it. That's it.
Stability.
Facts.
Try it. Boats. Oh my goodness.
You could never call me broke. Are you stupid? But
so
anyways,
stupid.
be selective with these clubs that you go to, friends. Because club that I went to,
yeah. And Toronto, just be, you know, it's that time of the year we have to make this PSA. Like, it's hot outside.
Yeah.
Just be mindful
Of
with
your
what you're doing.
environments.
The surroundings, your environment. Just be on some energy, like good energy. like Toronto girls, it's okay to smile at people. Like, yo, holy smokes. Honestly, I didn't know if it's because my controversial past, um, to why like why like I'll smile at people. And I'm thinking, before, because whatever, I was like, whatever. I'm thinking, oh yeah, okay, this person is just being this way because of X, Y, and Z, what they heard. But like we're like 7, 8 years later, and like I'm smiling at people, and it's just like mean mug. And I'm like, what's wrong? Like Toronto girls, not everyone, but some of you, I don't know if you need a hug. I don't know if you need a sister. I don't know if you need a friend. I don't know if you need a
I
therapist.
think I just mean.
You're just rude and stank for no reason.
Like, just unnecessary. Like, even people that, like, I don't speak with that I used to be friends with, I would never look at you that way. Like, I seen somebody at a function the other day that I'd no longer talk to.
Mm-hmm.
I did, how you do the little fake smile when you see the white people? You do one of these?
Mm-hmm.
And you nod your head? I did one of those. Because we made eye contact. So I was just like, nodded my head and I kept it pushing. Because I'm just like, I'm not going to give you a dirty look. And we made eye contact. So, like, this would be awkward if we don't, like, acknowledge that we both looked at each other. And that was it. But I'm not going to give her a dirty look. Might not like you. Might not care for you. But I'm not going to make my face at you.
Yeah, but like, why do you have to be so rude? Like, that's my point. Like, why do you have to just be so rude?
I don't know. Really
like, some of you guys just get over it or just be happy. Like, if your life is happy and, oh, I'm this and I'm that, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that, then just be on good energy vibes. Like, if someone smiles at you, you don't gotta like them, just smile back.
But I mean, I will say some people have told me I look unimpressed in the club. Sometimes, granted, you're right. Because I'm over it at that point. Or sometimes I'm just chilling. So might that just be somebody's face? Because more times that's kind of just my face.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Can you talk into the mic?
I am talking into the mic.
Now you are. You know when you go like this?
That's
and you talk like this and you talk away and you're looking at me?
Yeah, she's bothering me.
Yeah, okay. All right. So for me, it's just, and then you know what's real, what's even like more like real and funny at the same time is that some of you guys are mad at females for the exact same thing that you do. Make it make sense.
Mm-mm.
How are you mad at me for something that you do? And you do it to me. Can you imagine?
Because people don't like things done onto them that they do to others.
So weird.
But don't they say it in the Bible? Do unto others as you want done unto you, or something like that.
Do unto others that you expect to be done unto you. Pretty much.
Basically. They teach it to you in school.
Yes.
If you went to Catholic school.
Like,
school, they teach
it's just, I just don't understand. I just do not understand how you can possibly feel a way about somebody for the exact same thing you do every other day.
But see how we said some girls are nice. Remember the girl told you were pretty in the function?
Yeah, shout out to you. I don't know who you are, but she really made me feel great. She said she turned around, she looked at me, she said I was gorgeous. And I smiled. Because I didn't
smile.
It was a genuine smile. I'm like, wow, because I've been smiling at everybody at this function and everybody's giving me a rude look. like, yo, who cheated on you? Like,
I'm screaming. Oh, and I think I said it already, but somebody at a function told me that they listened to the podcast and they like it. So shout out to you too.
Yeah, man.
Like,
just be nice. It's a vibe. Like, everybody is here for a good time. There's it's a function. There's pretty women, some good looking men.
Drift in peace, bro.
I'm just trying to shove them on a pot in peace, brother.
I'm saying.
Gunman and she whole. Like, that's all I'm trying to do.
She like that. Like, that's it. It was never so complicated.
In the engine room. I just want to wind my waistline. Me and my man. What's wrong with you guys, man? Holy.
Yo.
Somebody give y'all a hug, brother. Oh, my goodness.
Sound like a prayer for you, yeah?
And it's like, it's not cool to be stush and rude and feisty and impertinent. Like, it's not cool. It's not cool. It doesn't make you look good. It's not like higher than thou. Your chin shouldn't be high. Your chin needs to be down when you behave that way because you just look foolish.
Just be nice.
Sorry.
Compliment the girl in the function. Tell her she's pretty.
Yeah, tell a female. This is my challenge for all you people outside. And you're going out.
Who are listening.
All those are listening. Just tell somebody that they look good today. Be like, oh my God, you're so pretty. I love your shoes. Where'd you get that from?
Yeah.
Something. Just be nice.
Just compliment somebody.
Holy
Because you never know where that might take you.
You know what I'm saying?
And that person.
God soon come and God's gonna be like, I remember the day when you said something nice to somebody, a stranger, just
and
because.
we're all guilty of it too, because when Chance cussing the people that for walking slow across the street, the Lord is listening.
Okay, that's different. That's stupidity. Okay, we don't need to bring that up. That's clear stupidity. Today, the girl was walking in the
I
middle of the
know.
street. Okay, and I like in the middle when it's like green lights. Like she just mosey on walking through. I'm like, and she has the nerve to be like,
She want
sorry.
to get licked down by a cat.
I'm like, you are telling me sorry? Like if you. All right. Okay. So I wanted to talk about something today because it's been something that's been like kind of it's been a topic in my inner circle, and I wanted to like, see your thoughts on it. So like dating older men versus like dating younger men. Why you laugh already? Okay. I think hear me out. I wouldn't date a younger man. I can't do it. I have tried. I have tried talking to younger men. And this is absolutely no disrespect when I say this, but it's a no for me. It's just a no. And the reason why it's a no is because I just can't, especially with like this generation, at some point you just show your ass. Like you literally like you just show how stupid you can be. And that is the main reason why. There's gonna be a time where I need to see your maturity level, and your maturity level will drop instantly the way how you react to something when you have a moment to either be to think irrational or irrational. And when you have that moment to either be rational or irrational, that's how I know that I can't talk to you. You have one opportunity. And when that opportunity surfaces and you get to do that, that's the moment when I know it's a no for me. Girl can't say nothing because she knows I'm talking the truth.
I can't say anything because I've done the opposite. So,
I mean, okay, you've spoken to younger men. What are your thoughts?
yep. Okay, it's just one. Relax.
Okay, a younger man. What are your thoughts?
At first, I allowed it because mans were bonding, mans were cool. But then, further down the line, I realized there's significant difference between the two of us and our age differences. As much as it was only like a couple years, it was still a difference in behavior. And I was like, this is a no for me. Like, I can't do this.
Yeah, like it's
Like, you see, like, especially, like, for example, like, our generations are a little different because you're older than me, obviously. So anybody who's younger than me, it's even worse than, like, my generation.
Yeah.
Like, it's worse.
Yeah.
So, like, the men who are younger than me, oh, gosh. Run, friends. Like, because the mindsets, and I'm not saying all of you guys, the mindsets are just not.
Most of you. It's not there.
It's just not there. And
like you don't have your priorities straight.
yeah, like even down to the way they speak. Like, yes, I joke around. I'll be like, and I'll say mans, and I'll say this, that, and the third. But like even the speech, I'm just like, what? Like, what did you just say to me? I just hit the mic. Like, what did you just say? And like, I don't understand them. So
I can't.
it's
It's like when they're like, like mans are like. Say so sharp, like
so freedom, man.
So, free
what I'm saying?
GG outside top 5. So like, why are you talking to me like that? Like, it's not cute. Like, I know not everybody, and I might be over exaggerating it, which I am intentionally doing it because I'm trying to sound as bad as you sound, like
to me, at least
to this girl.
Like that's what we hear.
That's what I hear. So so like, so man can't get your number, bro. Like, what you saying? Why are you talking to me? No.
Mans can't get the Snapchat though, shorty.
Oh my gosh! If you ever in your life came to me and asked me for my Snapchat, if I was single, I would punch you in the nose. I know I can't physically harm you, but in my mind, I'm punching you like sock it to the face. In the cartoons when you just everything mushes. That's what I'm gonna do to you in my head. Cause how dare you? Like, how dare you? It's just like, I can't. Now, I know that some young men can be mature, yes. which I understand, and that's fine. And I think that, like, it's also, it's also less frowned upon for a woman to date a younger man. And here's my thoughts, and here's my reasoning, and here's my example. Cher is dating that young boy, that AE guy.
What's her face's
Amber
ex-man?
Rose's
Amber Rose's ex baby
child's father.
Yes, father of her child.
Father of a child.
Yes.
Same thing. No one really got at Cher for dating him.
That was gross.
And like people were like, oh, well, like, you know, because he is not as fortunate financially as she is because it's Cher, obviously.
Yeah.
Right? She's up like 7. So like, what do you expect, right?
Yeah.
So because of her financial reasons, people are not frowning upon it as much. It's not given, you know, the P word.
Yeah.
It's not given like creepy.
Yeah.
It's not giving. It's not as frowned upon. Now switch it, and if it was reversed, an older man dating a younger woman, that is more frowned upon, and people are
same
getting
age because Cher is 60 and he's like what?
Cher is 60.
She's like old. She's like older. I think she's
No,
older
she's
than
like
that.
in her 70s.
Oh, she is. Oh, geez.
Yes, Cher's like 70.
I was giving her the benefit of the doubt.
78, 77.
Really?
I might be going a little bit overboard. How old is Cher? Let's ask Siri. Hey Siri. How old is Cher?
Cher is 77 years old.
Jeez, I'm peace.
Yeah.
Holy out! Wow.
77
being generous.
years old.
77 and he's like what? 30 something?
Yep.
That's gross.
Yep. 77 and he's younger.
Oh my goodness.
So the most that people were told Cher was like, hey, like watch your money.
Literally,
Because he could be after your money. Like at the end of the day, that's probably like what people would view it as.
Mm-hmm.
The same way if it was a man. But my thing was like, how come it wasn't as much of an uproar as it was when one of those Robert De Niro people,
Yeah,
whatever
one of
his
them
name,
just had a baby.
just
with
had the
somebody
baby.
who's like 27.
Yes,
And he's like 80.
yes.
Yeah, that's gross.
And I'm calling the wrong. I might be calling the wrong.
We
name.
are calling the wrong name.
We're calling the wrong name.
Y'all know who we're talking about.
But that young man, that young old man, he's having a child at 83 years old, and people were going nuts.
Yep.
People were going nuts. Oh my gosh, that's so this, that's so that. Like it's frowned upon, but when a woman does it, it's not, or not as frowned upon. Not saying that people weren't making comments. Not saying it didn't come from both sides, but like, why is that?
Because some people are like, oh, that means she still got it in her. But some people also don't frown upon certain men too, depending on the situation. I feel like depending on what it is, it's depending on how there's some people are feeling that day. Because they were praising Amber Rose's baby father and then getting at this man because he's a younger man. So they're saying, oh, he's doing it's Cher. Like,
why would he not?
Why would he
type
not?
thing.
So I guess it just depends on the person and it depends on their appearance.
But my thing is
Because
this.
I thought Cher was 60. Like it would have made a difference, but I didn't know she was so old.
It's just at the end of the day, like, hey man, Stella got her groove back. I get it. But
But Stella was like 40.
you know what I'm saying? Like there's just a window to me. I like again.
There's like a line you cross.
Yeah, there's a
with
line.
like older men and older women.
I like if I was single, there would be a line where I would not go anything
So like, what's
younger.
your age limit? Think of you now at your age, and then what's the age limit? The oldest that you would date.
The oldest I would date?
The oldest, yes.
Oh God. I think the oldest I would date is someone in their early 40s.
And by early, you mean like
so I would be
41,
like,
42.
I think like I can do 10 years max.
Okay.
I can't do anything more than that.
Yeah, because the man still has their groove, can still give some babies.
Yeah.
I can understand.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
I wouldn't want to go
Beyond like 40.
I can't. I wouldn't. I don't want to date anybody that is like older than my brother.
Yeah.
Because then it feels weird.
Yeah.
Like I would be like, no, I don't want to date anybody that is my father's age.
Oh no.
Because that to me, I'm not judging you. If that's what you do, get in your bag, girl. Go do or whatever you're into. Like, go ahead. That's your business, okay? Yeah. But me, for me, it's like I'm thinking like this. If I want to start a family with this older man, if I want to have children, and I do have children, my child is not going to have the lifespan of their father physically being here because they're that much older.
And depending on how old the father is, there's complications that can come with having a child with an older man.
Right. And then on top of that, it's just there's a lot more, like there's complications everywhere, but like
No, I mean like physically to a child, depend if you have intercourse with an old man.
well, I mean it depends. It there's like the beyond, like a woman can still get pregnant if everything's good with them, and
No, she can. I'm talking about it would be the man's fault.
if something, yeah, there could be something, but it just depends on your health history and how well you take care of yourself. Like that's just something you have to like look into for the sake of your child, right? At the end of the day, like it's easier for men than women because a man can just do whatever and shoot, and like as long as the man's healthy, then he's good. As long as he can produce, he's fine. And like they have help, like there's things that supplements that can help them with that, men. You know what I'm saying? So like that's a different story. But for me personally, I'm just thinking about the fact that my child is not going to have a father here by the time they're 20, by the time they're 30.
True.
Like, and like obviously there's different circumstances and different reasons. Like things can happen. God forbid. I'm not saying I'm wishing that upon you, but if you are 83 and you're having a
There
child,
should be no way you should be having a newborn.
you're 83.
Like you should just be grandpa.
And then it's like on top of that, like when you're posting and then imagine you have like that 83-year-old man has kids, like big kids. So now you're posting a child and people probably, well, not that he's going to post it, but he could potentially post his child and someone's going to be like, oh my God, your grandson is so cute.
No, that's my son.
No, that's my picnic. What?
That's weird. Like, I mean, I'm all here for like women dating older men. Like if you're in your 20s and you're dating somebody in their 30s, I don't really frown upon that.
Yeah.
I don't really because I feel like as long as you're over the legal age of 21, meaning that you can drink and all that stuff in the United States of the Americas, then I feel like you're okay. I think anything younger than that and you're dating somebody in the 30s, that's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
I was trying to like think of a way to say it, but it's weird.
It
And it again, it's like I don't want to like I am judging you, but I don't want it to sound like I'm judging you in a mean way. I'm just judging you because I couldn't do that.
But then some people think that like what does somebody in their 20s have in common with somebody in their 30s? Granted, I can use me an example. I'm talking to somebody who's well into their 30s, but like I'm a big girl. I just use not the excuse, but I say I have older siblings with sense.
Yeah, and then but I in some sense, 20s and 30s is not that
too much of a
big of a difference.
Yeah,
I'm saying it's what does someone in their 20s have in common with somebody who's in their 50s or
40s.
60s? Like I'm like even 40s.
Yeah, no, you
but
have
like,
nothing in common.
You definitely have
'Cause you could
absolutely nothing in common with a man in his 50s or 60s.
My uncle.
Like you're here for one purpose. If you're talking to somebody in that age range, I am so sorry. I'm saying it like it is. If you are talking to someone who is 30 years older than you, you are there for one reason and one reason only.
Facts.
If I'm judging and that's not the case, then please let me know. Then I will shut my mouth. But to me, that's what I think. And I think like 40s is like you have nothing in common. You're a 20 when like even me in my 20s and me in my 30s, that's like two different people.
Yeah.
Two different people. But it's a good thing because I know what I shouldn't have done in my 20s and what I should be doing in my 30s.
Yeah.
And even in my 30s, I'm learning and growing in so many ways that when I get to my 40s, I'm going to be like, see it there?
But even me, like, I haven't hit my 30s yet, but even me, like, comparing myself to my early 20s to now, I don't know who she was.
Right.
Like, I don't know who that girl
We don't
was.
claim that person.
Like, I claim some of her, but not all of her.
Right? But then it's just like also too, like, just think about it as well from this perspective, right? Everybody grows, everybody learns, right?
Yeah.
And it's like when they say is like with aging comes wisdom, right?
Most definitely.
So obviously it also helps with the people that you have around you in your circle. If you have like-minded people, if you were somebody who grew up with people who were older than you, or you hung out with people that were a few years older than you, their mindset is different from yours. So you and I, you are in your late 20s and I'm in my early 30s, but there is an age gap But I have a mentality way of thinking because of the things that I've learned from my 20s that I should do and from what I shouldn't do. And because you have someone like myself that's around you, because you are, you're around older people and you have that mind frame, you're more mature. When you see younger people around you doing things, you know not to do those things because of the environment that you're around.
Facts.
It's a simple.
And I probably shouldn't be doing those things because my sister, I literally said, like, if I see certain things about my sister would cuss me if I did this.
Right.
Like, literally. And, like, people, like, if you know me, you know. Like, I say those things. I'm like, yeah, like, nah, my sister would not approve. Or, like, even, like, the guys that I talk to, nah, my sister would not approve about this one.
Man, I'll kick you in your I'll kick you in your chest.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's just, like, it just depends on who's in your life. And granted, date who you want, friends. Because at the end of the day, we're just stating our opinions. But at a point, you have to kind of realize that it does get weird. And you can't be surprised when people look at you funny.
Yep.
Like, I see, there's, like, a trend that I see on TikTok where there's, like, early, like, mid 20-year-olds dating men who are, like, 50, 60. And I'm like, what do you guys have to talk about? World War II? Like, you weren't even there.
Honestly, for me personally,
like, what is the conversation?
It's like there's absolutely nothing you can talk about because when the man says back in my day, you weren't even a thought. like, bruh, like, come on, like, seriously, like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, your parents were still very much young before they even thought about having you.
It's giving grandpa. Like, for real. And the man is being called grandpa by somebody else. So, like,
and he has kids your age.
I wouldn't feel comfortable. Like, I wouldn't feel comfortable looking at my significant other if he was in the same age bracket as my dad.
Oh no, I'm gross.
I would be like, that's gross because you're old enough to be my father.
Facts.
That I feel uncomfortable.
Even
like, I can't do
uncles and like cousins. Like, we don't even have, like, everything is weird for us because, like, literally everybody in our family is at a significant, all the males at least are significantly older.
Yeah.
Like, we have cousins who are like my dad's age. So it's like, I don't even call them cousins. I call them uncles because they're old.
Right. And it's not like, you know how your dad stays.
Yeah, but
he's not, my dad is like, he's not old. Like, you know what I mean?
No,
my dad, like, he's,
big up you.
You know, like, he's just older. But, like, I just know.
But
like,
I couldn't respect my father by bringing home somebody his age and saying, Daddy, this is my boyfriend.
This is my man. What? And that's my thing. Like, you got to understand, okay? It's also looked at a different way when a woman does that.
No, it is.
So if I am bringing somebody who is younger than me, you're going to look at me like this man is after my money.
Yeah.
But if I bring a man that's older than me, then you're going to look at me, what am I doing with this man? Because I am now going to be looked at like I'm after his money.
And when we say younger, I mean like significantly.
Yeah.
Not like 3-4 years.
No. Like if I'm bringing somebody that is
like 7
what?
7 years younger than you?
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, what? They're going to say 17. I'm like, 7 what? Girl, that's not that kind of environment over here.
Not that kind of party.
No.
If
if I'm bringing someone who's in there, if I were to date a 20-year-old or a 21-year-old, I'm looking at myself weird.
Facts.
I have nothing to talk to you about.
Because why are they younger than me?
No. If I'm dating someone who's younger than my sister, nah, I can't do it. Like, now I'm gonna look at you like my little brother. No, I'm not doing that. No.
It's just like, again,
you can't even get into certain. Sorry, not to cut you, but you can't even get into certain environments.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's
you can't
easier,
even
like when you're of age, like when you're 21, 22, I kind of have a look up life for you depending on the age gap between you and the person.
You can't even rent a car.
Oh, that.
I don't want you near me.
I don't know what the rules are in other countries, but here in Canada, you can't rent a car unless you're like 25.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I have no business talking to you.
I don't know what it's like everywhere else, but that's mud.
I'm not talking to you.
You can't.
What are we talking about?
When you put it like that, it sounds terrible.
I can't. And it's just like, it's also too because like it's the mind frame. And the mind frame of these young men, it trickles onto you.
But what about having friends younger than you? Because I have a lot of friends younger than me. But we get along very well.
I don't think having younger friends is bad, but I feel like sometimes I've been in oh God, that just made me remember. Oh God.
Not the terrible flashback.
Let me tell you something. You try to be like little sis, big sis to someone, little bro, big bro to someone, whatever. You try your best to like shape them and help them see life in a different lens because you know what you've been through. But then when they start just doing stupidness, and then that stupidness just, you see them do it to others, but you wouldn't think they would do it to you. I promise you they're gonna do it to you. Just give it give it a little bit more time, and it's gonna happen. The true colors are gonna surface, and you're gonna see why you are older and wiser and why they're younger and dumber.
But I think the friends that like you have that are younger than you just know that they have sense.
Sometimes you can know if they have sense, and then you can also know when there's going to be a time they're going to show you what they've shown others and why you shouldn't be talking to them.
I have friends, more so friend, who has friends who are not significant, but they're decent change younger than us. And I look at her and I'm just like, why? Like, you don't see what I see? Like, you're not seeing like a pattern?
Right. And then eventually they see the pattern. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's like a safety hazard. It's like a caution sign is on the person. Yeah. Like, you can just see
like the warning symbol, the yellow
warning.
Triangle.
It's like flashing. Wee, wee, wee. Stay away. Move back. Like, it literally is like circling around them, and you think, oh, it could never happen to me. Oh, they may have done this, but I'm their friend. I'm the one that's helping them out. I'm doing all these things, and then they show you their true colors. Facts. That's why from that one yell, I will not. Oh yeah, you don't have
any friends younger than you.
Nope. I tried. And it's just like...
And if you do, they're like not much.
And yeah, it's not by much. It's only a couple years. But other than that, it's like, I know why I don't talk to younger people. That's why I know, like, friends, company, companion, spouse, me nah do it.
Shout out to me for having the opposite effect. Shout out to my young friends.
No, I'm not doing it. Because it's just too much. You don't know how to take care of yourself. And if you like, it's just the.
But if you have sense, you as a person, you'll see that from jump.
Right. But that's my thing. But it should be common sense. But I know common sense is not so common. But how you leaving your house with no money in your pocket? How you going somewhere knowing you can't pay for something? How you know you going somewhere and you don't know how you're getting home? I hate that. Like, you know,
not at our big age.
At our big age, you go sign up for something, right? Right? You sign up for something and you know where the destination is to where you're signing it up for, right? So I'm signing up for something and the destination is at Z and I live at C. If I know I can't get to C if I know I can't get to Z from C, where me I go?
And Z's kind of far still. So
and that's far.
And you know Uber money is expensive.
Exactly. And if you don't have it, then why are you going? So then you try to finesse your way to get yourself to a certain spot. And then when you get to a certain spot now, you start crying a sob story to make somebody feel sorry for you.
Beg you a ride home.
To beg you a ride and then they bring you home.
They live at Y, you live at C, and they got to go to C to come back to
And then you don't even try to give a little bit of some grace period, a little... gas is very expensive. So you're not even trying to even nothing. You just expect these things because you expect people to feel sorry for you. That is the reason why I can't... it's that young mind mentality that is just kind of like lingering in this generational Z people is the reason why I can't talk to them. Just the common sense of things, like, oh my gosh, I know I'm like going all over the place, but like, it's just like how you respond to a professional in a professional atmosphere.
Yeah, I think some like this generation, they're starting to care less about certain things. That's why the mindsets are not really, it's not there, and the priorities are just not there sometimes, and it's really hard because I'm trying to bring everybody back to here where everything makes sense.
Like, it's as simple as like. Something for work. Somebody like gives you instructions and the instructions is there. Like, I am somebody that it's like, I will give you point A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I'll give you all the points, how to get there, what to do. I make sure I leave all room for errors, give yourself enough time because the experience is here. So I'll tell you what not to do because I have done something where I was faced with the consequences. So I'm telling you what not to do. I'm telling you from point A to point B. And then it's like, I'm telling you, and then there's still questions you have to ask going around it.
And there's still a bag of excuses as to why you couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't get there. Something happened. Like,
it's annoying.
It's annoying. If I give you every detail scenario, and all I'm asking you to do is to get to where you need to get to, find your way there.
If somebody says be somewhere at 3:30, you should be like, all right, so I need to be there at 3.
Give yourself enough time to get late.
I need to be there at 2:30, so I can give myself to get lost, be late. Especially if it's your first time going somewhere.
in the message, I'm telling you all these things because I
Park
faced it.
here,
Do
walk
this,
here.
do this, do that. Go
Yeah.
here, go there. It could even just be as simple as like work. If I'm not there, like, you know what I mean? You trust something in somebody's hands. Take
Yeah.
over this while I'm not here. X, Y, and Z. And then the person just goes and then does A, B, C. You just have to sit back and ask yourself why. Like, that's the reason why, like, I know I can't be around people like that because it's just so simple. And then it's like, it's just the way you conduct yourself. It's not just relationships. It's just, you have to think about it in everyday life.
Just like, yeah.
You just got to pay attention. If someone tells you to do something, do it. Like, don't ask questions, do it. The only time you should ask questions is if anybody says, are there any questions? If
Yeah.
I'm trying to show you something, let me show you before you ask me something. Because in the midst of me showing you, I was about to show you something that you're just about to ask me. And if you just kept yourself quiet and listened, then you would have been able to know what we're doing.
Facts. And if there's anything in the message that you're unclear of, then that's when you can be like, hey, I didn't understand this, but 9 times out of 10 when a message is being sent or said, you like all instructions are clear.
Clear
And then
for you to
usually
see.
they'll say, if you have any further questions, message me. But read before you actually message, or listen before you actually
message.
speak.
It's simple as that, and that's my thing. And that's like, I know, like, that just went off into a whole tangent because we were talking about younger people and dating, and then now we're you know, we went into like younger people
Everything
in general.
correlates with everything.
So, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying in that way, that's my feelings. But now, if we're gonna keep this whole maturity level and just common sense, if you are a younger person, and you're talking to an older person, you have to understand that you can't react or do things in a like-minded way where your age starts to show. If your age is showing in the way you communicate, that's going to turn off the person you're talking to that's older than you.
Yeah, it goes both ways too, though.
I know it goes both ways, but I'm talking about this way first.
Okay, no problem.
You always like to do that to me,
So,
you know?
Shan, that's just what comes to my head, bro. We don't sit down and make notes.
I mean, I didn't say you have to make notes, but you always
That's
want
what
for challenge me. Why you always want for challenge
Because
me?
I like a challenge.
Don't challenge me.
That's what the point of the podcast is for. We're supposed to have two different wait, the opinion. Okay?
So I know you want to challenge me, but like, let's just do it at this point.
Let's do the stages.
Stages,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay, no problem.
I'm a younger woman, and I'm speaking to an older man.
Okay.
It's the way you could, like, I have to know that I have to communicate things, especially if I'm dating someone that's older than me, because, you know, when it comes to the sensitivity level for men, sometimes their sensitivity to things is not as drastic as something that would be as drastic for me.
Very much so.
Right? So I might overreact in their eyes and then get upset and then stay silent. I used to do this. Didn't matter who I was dating. Older. That's not the case, but I used to do this. I used to think a certain way, and I would get mad about something and keep it to myself, and then wait, wanting the person to come to me and notice that I'm being distant and then ask me what's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that. You can't do that with somebody who has bills, mortgage, house, picnic, like
Right.
all these things. Like, you know what I mean? Like priorities. You know what I'm saying? If they're doing all these things and something is bothering me and I'm being silent, I'm gonna be mad and be upset and wait for someone to ask me what's wrong with me. If something is upsetting me, should I not just communicate it to you?
Closed mouths don't get fed.
Right? And it's even like, you know, this goes for any age. It doesn't just go for dating somebody older or younger, but like it's even more significant when you are dating somebody who is older, who has priorities, because they will use that phrase of, I'm a big man.
Or yeah,
I got other things to be doing. I have priorities.
Yeah,
I have mouths to feed. Like,
men tend to use those excuses.
They'll use, and their priorities, and they're good excuses. Some are not, but you know. But if something is bothering you and you're dating somebody that's older than you can't respond in an immature way. You have to communicate. Something's wrong. Say it.
Say your chest, yo.
And another thing that like women like to do, and I'm guilty of doing, is being very hypocritical.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I do this and I'm guilty, okay?
I definitely do it.
And I can say, oh, I don't care. I'm living my life, and I can do X, Y, and Z. And as soon as the person I like does
I'm
X, Y, and Z
cheesed.
to me,
I'm
oh
vexed.
my gosh.
I'm vexed. What do you think you're doing?
Who told you could do X, Y, and Z
I'm
when I'm doing
saying,
X, Y, and Z?
all right. Who told you to do that?
Who?
Because it wasn't me.
I'm saying.
I didn't know that's what we were doing.
You weren't allowed to do the X.
When I tell you I am guilty of that times 10. Oh, okay.
Guilty. Very guilty.
Very much so guilty. I'll cuss you clean. Like I'm not doing nothing.
Trust me.
I'm cussing you clean. Man, you think you're slick? That's what you're doing?
Even though you're being slick and doing the exact same thing last weekend.
Oh,
holy smokes. What's wrong with you?
Even though in the back of my mind, I just did this.
But you don't got to know that, right?
Facts.
And mind you, and I will say this, when women do it, it hurts even more. And we got to admit
Granted, disclaimer, I don't do that now. But.
No. But when we do it, it hurts even more because you want to know why? We know how to think. And we plan
doing this shit with emotion.
Okay? And we move in emotion.
I'm making you feel this.
We wear it all over our sleeves, okay? Both sleeves. Emotion dead. If I am thinking something and I put it to my plan to action, it's over. And that's why men can't handle it, right?
Yep.
So I can't be hypocritical. Get mad at you for doing something that I am doing myself. But because now I like you, I'm big mad because you're not giving me the attention.
And granted, I've always liked you. I'm just cheesed.
Yeah.
Because you're not giving me the attention.
Because you're not giving me the attention. And then you're not noticing I'm mad. And you're not noticing I'm upset about something.
Yo.
You're supposed to notice it because you like me. And if you really like me, then you would notice I'm acting a certain way.
Remember when I mentioned the young girl Leah?
Yeah, oh my gosh, I sound crazy.
Yeah, that's her. It's definitely her.
I sound crazy.
Like, me dating older men at them times.
You can't do that.
Couldn't do it.
You can't do it. And at the end of the day,
you would tell me to my face I was immature.
She can challenge me because I know she's going to, but I'm just talking from this side, okay? All right?
It's okay, where I'm coming.
We are all guilty of doing that, and I know I've done that, but I can't get upset for something that you are doing that I did. Mm-hmm. I can't do that.
But we do.
And that's our problem. And we don't like to be like whatever. And mind you, I'm not shitting on us as women, but I gotta be able to hold ourselves accountable, right? And I'm just saying we are guilty of doing that.
It's just hard. It's hard sometimes. Again, of course, I'm here to challenge. It's hard because it's more times you want to say something, but you don't know how to say it, and you don't want to come off as disrespectful or come off as you're nagging or come off as you're doing too much, especially when it comes to the age difference, because it's you feel like you want to impress the person that's older than you by letting them know that you are mature, but this is bothering me. So it's kind of it's difficult sometimes to be hey, I want to let you know that what you're doing is annoying. Mm-hmm. I want to let you know that this bothered me. Mm-hmm. And me, because I'm petty pants, and we're growing out of it, but I'm petty pants, and I'd like to hit you with something petty and make you feel away, but that's just not what you're supposed to do. That's not the best way to respond. Mm-hmm. So that's where it gets annoying and tricky, because it's I'm trying to be mature at my young age and dealing with you because of our age difference and the way you do things. But I'm also trying to let you know I'm annoyed without you thinking that I'm nagging and being annoying and I'm overreacting.
Right.
Because some men will hit you with the, you're da-da-da-da-da, A, B, C, D, or we're not even in this, and da-da-da-da, and hit you with all of these things. And it's okay, that's not the point I'm trying to make.
It doesn't matter. My feelings are still valid, age or not.
Yeah, and then trying to explain that sometimes gets clouded because it's you're not even hearing what I'm saying. So that's when I go get cheesed, and then I go be petty and do what you did to me.
And then it's always hard to always have to be the bigger person.
Yeah.
Because I always got to be okay, I got to communicate this. And then it seems like almost everything you do is bothering me. Yeah. And then when I get to a point now where I get to a boiling point where I'm about to explode and it's just raw emotions, that's word vomiting. And I'm just going. You're looking at me like I'm crazy. Yeah. But it's every time I had to calculate my communication to you. And because I'm calculating everything, it gets frustrating because it's I'm calculating things onto deaf ears.
And then I got to come to you and apologize.
Right. And then I got to be I overreacted, or maybe whatever the case may be. But I'm tired of being the bigger person all the time or being the mature person for you when sometimes I just want to just tell you.
Or downgrading.
Fix up.
Not downgrading, or just making it seem like your feelings are less than, in the sense of not making it as important as it really is. You kind of just say, well, it kind of bothered me a little bit, rather than it bothered me.
Yeah, don't downplay your feelings.
There we go.
That's what you're trying to say. Don't downplay it. If something is bothering you, say it's bothering you.
Don't say, oh, it's bothering me a little bit, or it's not, or it was, but it's not now, when you know it still is.
Right. And I think it's not even just age, it's just a maturity level. Like, you got to understand too. That's why I say, like,
communication,
when it comes to, like, even if you're dating someone who has children, you got to understand that there's a whole other side to that. Are you really prepared to take in on that? Because that is like, you got to love, like, be with the person and their children. And if that's not a step that you can comfortably say, like, I'm going to walk in that direction, then there's absolutely no way.
And granted, things can go wrong during the process and things might not work out, but you have to, like she said, make sure that, like, you're willing and ready to live that lifestyle.
Yeah. And then, in hopes that things work out, you got to just make sure that you're all in. That's the point. You can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Yeah.
Because at that point, you're toying with somebody else's feelings, and that's, like, a child's feelings.
Comments and throw back things in people's faces and say, well, I never asked for this, or da-da, or then, like, not my responsibility.
No, but it's not that you didn't ask, but I have a whole child that's going to be here regardless. Facts. If you're here or not.
Yeah.
So you got to understand that.
Some women don't get that, though. Some women want to be the forefront and want to be first, and it's like, nah. Like, you can't be first now.
Oh my gosh.
Like, and I don't like that. I don't like that.
Oh.
Like how you trying to come before the man's pick-me, and vice versa.
And that's
like,
the thing.
Like, male or female.
That's the thing that's hard for some women to say out loud, is that they don't like the fact that the child comes before them. They feel like that they should come before the child.
That should be your number one thing going into it when you're dating somebody with children, at whether you're a male or female, whatever the case may be. You have to know that if I'm dating this person and I'm dating this guy, I'm just going to use me as an example, I'm dating a guy with kids, I got to know that if his kid drop down, he's going to go run the race to his kid. If it's between me or his kid, go save your pickney.
Oh yeah, if we have
a date, if you have a date and something happens, you're going to your child.
Your kid comes first at that point. Your kid comes
first, because I don't want your kid to be upset with you or problems to be started. Like, if you can work it out and arrange things and move things around and whatever, great. But if your kid's calling and saying, "Daddy, I need you," you gotta go.
You gotta go. And that's something that, like, I know that, you know, in past experience, that's something that I've had friends say that they had problems with. Like, yo, I couldn't take that part anymore. I couldn't take the fact that I was second to his child. I couldn't do it.
And granted, your feelings are very much valid if that's how you really feel, because sometimes you can get into a situation and feel like that. Mm-hmm. And no one's saying that you can't feel like that, but you got to know that getting into it, that you might feel those things.
And it's okay. It's honest feelings. But that's also when you have to take accountability for those feelings, and you're acknowledging it, and then realize you got to take yourself out of the situation.
If it's really detrimental to your mental health, then you either got to do something or remove yourself from the situation. And
there's nothing you can do, because that's their child.
God
forbid nothing happens to that child. So what are you going to do?
Nothing.
You got to live with it. So
yeah.
Are you going to be able to live with it, or do you have to remove yourself? And that's why, like, I was always big on not dating a man with children. Even though, like, my man right now, I almost thought that his niece was his kid. I'll never forget. I really was gonna.
We sat down and contemplated about being.
I was gonna be a stepmom. For real. I was really like, I'm like, nah, man. This man was like, it's God's timing. But then God knew, like, I wouldn't be able to handle it.
But you see, again, opposite. I wouldn't mind.
I can't, especially because I don't have my own child. I don't have my own children.
As long as you are willing to give me children, I would be okay.
It's hard.
It is,
because you want to know what it is.
But I think I've come to terms in this generation. That's what I've come to terms with accepting. But if I truly didn't want that, I know, like, obviously I could sit down and talk to Lloyd and be like, oh, well, I'll go on, father. I don't want no man with no kids. But
because you want to know why? It's because some men can be traumatized from their past experience, and women can be traumatized too, to the point where they will have kids and they'll be like, I don't want any more. And then you're faced with a situation where, well, I want kids. Mm-hmm. And now, because they already have their own children, they don't want any more.
That's what happens. That's why you have those conversations about children early.
You have to
in
do
those
it
dating stages, because you don't want to catch yourself with a man or a woman who hits you with the I don't want kids. And then you're looking around in circles like, wait a minute, I didn't sign up for this.
Right. And then it's like, you get into a place where now, like, you know, things are going on after months, and then you realize that moment that you just said, I didn't sign up for this, and it's almost like it's too late.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean you didn't sign up for this? This entire time you knew what was going on, and now you're realizing
Now you're switching up.
that you can't do it.
Yeah.
Now you're realizing it's too hard. And it's like, my child will always be here.
Mm-hmm.
So like, why are you trying to have me feel like I'm being put in a situation where I have to choose between you and my child?
Yeah.
I should never have to choose between the man that I'm interested in and potentially could love versus my own flesh and blood. That's nuts.
And I think that also goes back into like dating men who are significantly older than you, because not most of them, some of them will have children. So it's kind of like you have to have those conversations, because the men that you're dating are going to have children and vice versa. The women that you're dating are going to have kids.
And you got to also remember too, while that's on my train of thought, not to cut you, but you also have to acknowledge the fact that those kids may not like you depending on how you got into that situation.
So you might not even stay there for long.
Or you could stay there for long and the kids are still not going to acknowledge you.
Facts.
Because at the end of the day, it's just being truthful and it's being honest. You got to think about the way things are being, you know, how the circumstances of you dating a man with children that is now single or divorced or whatever the case may be, or just, you know, had children with
somebody,
you know, someone, and whatever the case may be. There's always different scenarios, but you got to understand that, like, you can't ever make a child look at their mother in a different way when it comes to, like, the
even
stepmom,
if their mother
depending on the situation. Yeah. Even if, like, you know, like, there's always, like, you know, step parents, bonus mothers is what or fathers are usually, you know, there's different circumstances, but I'm talking about, like, a child with the mother's involved, things and that, and say, for instance, the father cheated. Mm-hmm. And now you're with my father. And now my mom is here and in certain situations, heartbroken, all this next stuff. You can't expect me to like you knowing that, like, you're almost part of or the reason why my parents are no longer together.
Yeah. Sometimes it, like, depending on the child that you get, they'll either A, get over it, or B, not like you.
Right. And if they just,
there's no in between.
If there's no in between, and if there's a bad taste in their mouth for you, then that is something like, is that something that you are comfortable doing? Is that something that you're able to continue? Is this something you can live with, that potentially that the man that I'm interested in, children, may or may not like me? And sometimes if they don't,
because they were comfortable with the cheating, so you'll be fine. They'll be okay with it, and they just live, and some of them will just live like that. Yep. And they'll be comfortable with living that way because they think at the end of the day, I won. So it's whatever. So that's how they think. So it's just like, it all just depends on, like, what you're doing, what the age bracket is between you and your partner, and what you're willing to handle. Because at the end of the day, yes, I say that, like, I would date somebody with children. Granted, I never have, but I would know that going into it, this is going to be something. Yeah. And this is going to be something. Is this child going to like me? Yeah. First, not even just that, is the man going to like me with their kid?
That's another thing. Like, how
are they going to see the bond?
Right?
Can he trust me with his child? Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? Does the mother of his child appreciate the fact that there's another woman in her child's life? Like, you know, there's so many things that go into it. So yes, I say that I would do it, but I also keep in mind that, like, there's so many other things that I have to cross before I can just say, okay, right. Like, is this kid gonna call me, like, what kind of, are you gonna call me your bonus mother? Are you gonna call me by my first name? Like, you know what I mean? Because, like, some people don't like some people get mad that, like, they don't call their mom, like, but you're not my mom.
Yeah, or like, you gotta call me dad because I'm raising you. Like, no.
I'll call you what I'm comfortable calling you.
That's one thing too that, like, is another thing, is that I said, like, yo, if I'm dead with a man who has picked me, and, like, we stay together, and there has to be, like, no malice thing. It could just be a good scenario. Something happened. I would
just let you call me by my first name.
Like, I wouldn't want you to call me mom.
No, absolutely not.
I would be comfortable with you just call me by my name. And if at some point in life where, like, it goes, like, you can say, like, my dad or my other dad or my mom and my other mom. If I'm the other mom, I'm okay.
Yeah, like, if you genuinely feel in your heart, like, your child genuinely feels they want to call me their other mom.
And I'm not going to force you.
No,
when the child is ready, yes.
Yeah.
When the child is ready to call me whatever they feel comfortable with calling me, I'm okay. But I'm also okay if I'm just always going to be Cheyenne.
Facts. And if you want to give me a nickname.
Yeah,
if you want to call me by my middle name,
Shy.
I got names for you. Call me Nora. Like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever you are comfortable with. I would never be that person to be like, oh, you have to call me mom because I raised you. No.
Yeah, no.
Or you have to come around because you live no.
Especially like if your mother is very much still active, or your other
Facts.
parent is very much still active in your life.
It's even worse when they're not active, because I'm not trying to replace the person that was in your life. But if that's what you are comfortable with, then you by all means can say, call me whatever.
You make the decision.
You make the decision. But all of those things go like, it all just goes hand in hand, and just know what you're getting yourself into. Because people think that like dating older people is like a trend and it's cool and it's fun until a bag of things come into it. Partner don't like you, the ex-wife don't like you, ex-girlfriend don't like you, friends don't like you because you're a child in their eyes. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many things.
Like it's looked at, like frowned upon. Like, why are you talking to this person that's so much younger?
Like, what do you guys have in common? Like, what are you talking about? So it all depends, really.
You just got to make sure you're built for it.
Facts. That's what because I'm all here for it to an extent.
Yeah. You got to make sure like you are willing and you're ready to like stick to those consequences, those scenarios. Like you got the thick skin. You can take constructive criticism. You know it's going to be an uphill battle. You know it's going to be a little hard. You know you're going to have challenges. But at the end of the day, if the communication is there between both parties and you know what you need to do and you stick to it, then by all means. But that's why that commitment is so much bigger than just saying like, yeah, I'm cool with it. You got to really sit down and think about, can you do this for the rest of your life? Ask yourself that question.
Yeah.
But everybody is so into this like temporary dating, temporary
feeling. If I'm dating an older man, like mans have to be communicated and
right,
mature, because and like we have to be here eye to eye, baby.
Right, like, because you still want to live your life. You still want to be able to have.
I still want you to understand that I'm at a certain
you want
age
children. You want to get married.
Live all my foot. Like if you don't like the fact, like for example, you don't like the fact that I'm going out, sir. I'm still in my going out era.
So are you willing?
Out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I like to stay home sometimes. You know,
like the foot is half outside the door. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you have
occasionally
to be in the middle, like. Because it at the end of the day, I've just come to the conclusion that when you're dating older, the maturity and the communication just has to be there, or else it's not gonna work.
Yeah,
there's nothing
older, younger, whatever the case may be.
Whatever floats your boat, it just has to be communicated. Always have to say what you're feeling, and not feel like you're gonna be judged for what you're feeling. And that's it. Whether if you want to date an old man, do that. If you want to date a young man, do that. That's not my business. Do I still think that's gross? Yes. To an extent. Just be of age friends. That's all I'm saying.
Man. Lastly, because you mentioned going out. And this is just fresh, so we can just talk about it now. Keke Palmer.
Oh gosh.
Let me tell you something.
I might need to sit down.
Okay. We will not make this a long thing because I can see both sides here, okay?
Okay.
She did have a revealing outfit on. Her cheeks were out. She looks great. Mind you, to me, it's not bad. But here's my thing. Like, for me, I would have wore more like, you know, like the full panty, but like kind of like the booty, like what do you call it? The boxer
boy shorts.
Boy shorts. I would wear something like that where like a little bit of cheeks are showing. But if you feel comfortable with showing the whole cheeks, like by all means, you're in Vegas, you're at an Usher show, like great, good job, and you're a big woman, and no one can tell you how you want to dress, right?
And you're somebody's mother,
right?
So she can do what she wants.
She could do whatever she wants. That even makes it worse because she is somebody's mother. She put her body through that, so she can't do what she wants for our body with our body because she would want
mom body. She want to show off
again. That. So I say this because I am in a relationship where that conversation had came up. Mm-hmm. I didn't wear something like that, but I have to ask these things. And I feel it's like this. If it's communicated beforehand, right? If it's communicated at home before you go out, hey, like, I didn't like this kind of outfit, or I'm not really too comfortable with you wearing this outfit because to me it's revealing. It's the way you come to me about it. The way you come at me. If you come at me in a way where we can have a conversation, it's just, you're not upset, but you're also like, you know, this is where I feel more comfortable like this. I'm not saying you have to go outside in a sweater.
Can we meet in the middle
right.
with a fit?
Meet in the middle and say like, okay, so babe, what do you think about this? Instead of like the whole cheeks out for me, what do you think if I wear like the boy shorts, right? And have
Show a little bit of cheek, give them a little something to talk about.
Yeah, so you can see the shape, but I'm not giving you. You know what I mean? I can meet you in the middle if you and I have that conversation at home. But what we're not gonna do in this big 2023 is go upon the internet and address me about you're somebody's mom.
Like she didn't know that for 9 months.
Not even when she was laying down in the labor and pushing the baby out of her. You don't think she know that she's somebody's mother?
Like she didn't do all the work.
Like she didn't listen here, little boy. You see, there's a way you can go about it. And now, mind you, I'm not saying he's not entitled to how he's feeling. Mm-hmm. But you are not gonna come and go on Twitter when you have my number. You live
in the same house.
We live.
You saw me leave.
Maybe because the way the man's behaving, it's like he didn't know that she was wearing that.
Okay,
so
well then,
maybe he didn't know.
Okay, for argument's sake, let's say he didn't know the fit.
He didn't know.
You know my number.
But if you had a problem, you say something to me.
Facts.
You don't get mad. I think I don't know if he's jealous of Usher.
He was also mad that like Usher was like singing to her, and I was like, Usher sang to Joe Budden's girl right in front of him.
It's not even that. Usher's a big man with a wife and
children, and that's part of his job.
He's just singing.
He's just singing to you.
But again, this is the reason why I bring it up is because these conversations have to happen. Like, she's an actress. She has to pretend she likes somebody, loves somebody. She has to act all these different ways, right? So if she's feeling comfortable in the outfit and she's engaging and she's doing that with Usher, she's loving the moment, obviously, because it's Usher. It's Usher Raymond, duh, right? Like to. But it's also like, she's also an actress. So she's living in the moment and she's being Keke Palmer.
She just got out from watching and pushing out her picnic. She's having fun.
She's having a little fun. And you're going to get upset because Usher's singing to her and then like made her do a spin. Because she looks beautiful.
Her outfit, honestly, I'm not gonna hold you. I thought the outfit was fire.
She looked fine.
She looked good. I didn't see any issues with the fit.
It's not like she went outside with body riders and the whole other. She had a mesh thing over it. She looked
come to the
great.
Conclusion that like when you're in relations, like you said, whatever you and your partner agree to, and what you and your partner feel comfortable with both of you wearing out in public, that's between you and your partner, not the public's opinion.
Don't address me on Twitter.
Don't address me on Twitter if you had a problem with something. We can talk about that when I get home. Okay?
For real, that's the title of the episode, though.
Yeah.
Don't address me on Twitter because how is it that you have my number, I am the mother of your child, and you're going on Twitter
like I'm some random,
and you're writing in a 200 character about me being a mom and how I'm dressing, and as a man you don't want your woman to look like that. So come tell me that then, because if she left like that one time, that means she's left like that before.
Facts.
And if she's left like that before and you've never said anything, why are you saying it now? Is it because Usher's in there, because Usher's singing to her? Is it because it's on the internet? Like, if she's comfortable with leaving the house like that, she didn't expect you to react that way. And then you can't disrespect her on the internet with millions of people to see.
And like the fact that she felt comfortable in the fit and you're trying to get at her is like, and you're supposed to be her man, is very much questionable.
Postpartum is real.
Very much real. And if my girl wanted to have her cheeks out after she gave birth, then she wanted to have her cheeks out after she gave birth. Like, what?
You can't be serious. Like, you really, like, be so for real. You cannot be serious.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, certain females will do certain things and they'll go overboard and they'll do things that I do question mark to. Like that Sexy Red Girl in her song that she released. That's a question mark to me. But do you?
Listen, like, it all depends on, like, the conversations you have. I'm a dancer, right? So in this situation, if say, for instance, Usher singing to me, and, like, you know, me and just Usher just doing a little two-step, manifesting this, because, you know, maybe one day, right? We're just doing a little two-step.
Manifest,
like
breezy,
just
so it's
let
okay.
me hey, that's Chris Brown.
That's Chris Brown.
Hold on. She said Chris Brown. Wait. You remind me of a girl that I once knew. And if you just a little sway back and forth, you know what I'm saying?
Superstar to you, because you are my superstar.
I can give you a little, like a slower two-step.
I'll be a number one fan.
Hey, you see what I mean? So if I'm right here, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm going turn around, I'll be here and I'm twerking upon him and I'm sitting on upon it while the man, like, then if I'm doing the most, then I know that, like, that's too much for my man.
Because you know that your man don't like that.
Right. So if I know you don't like it, I'm not going to go do it. But you're not going to... you're not gonna go call me out on the internet, and I never knew that there was a problem.
Usher spin you on and says she's beautiful tonight and give you a look of ugh, I don't know nothing. The man said your girl was pretty.
He's insecure.
Very much so. Because
Very
Usher's
insecure.
a grown man.
And I understand it's Usher, but like for real.
And there's no disrespect to Keke Palmer, but he's not checking for her.
No, he's not. He's not looking at her that way.
Respectfully, he's not. Like, maybe if this was like, I have to stop using Chris Brown as an example. Who's young? Like Michael B. Jordan, somebody young and you felt away or something. But like, damn.
It just makes no sense.
That was so unnecessary. And when I saw that, I was like, there's no way this man was serious. And then he talking about how he deactivated his social medias, as you should.
No, then he came right back on.
Oh, he came right back?
Yeah. He tried to make it seem like Elon Musk helped him, whatever the man's name is. Let me tell you something right now, okay? Listen to me clearly. Listen to me good.
Listen to me clean. Listen to me proper.
In the sense of a professional atmosphere, and you know somebody's job and you know what somebody does as a public figure, you need to have conversations behind closed doors. If something bothers you, say something. You could be a normal figure. It doesn't matter
like,
what
you know
figure
exactly
you are.
who Keke Palmer is.
Right. Just have a conversation. I know that in the same situation, not that situation, but in a scenario where I was wearing outfits because I was single and I wear what I want. But I also know that at a time I would only wear outfits when I'm with my man. And the reason why I feel comfortable wearing those outfits is because I'm with my man. And if any other man look me, he's going to look me seeing me with my man.
Like you can have not just like you, but I'm saying general. You can have a little extra titty out.
Yeah, you can have a little something out.
A little something out.
You know what I mean? But I feel more comfortable wearing this with my man. Say if I were to wear this by myself with my girls or whatever, it's like it's given like,
more attention. Unwanted attention.
Yeah, unwanted attention. And I'm not seeking nothing. And I'm not saying that I'm being a particular way by my outfits, but you catch my drift, right? So I feel more comfortable, I want to wear this because I'm with my man. I say that to myself. I have that mind frame because I feel like I will be in good hands. I'll be okay. But I remember at one point, my man was like, I don't like when you wear that, even if you're with me. And I said, but I wore it before and you never said anything. He's like, well, yeah, but like, it doesn't, he's like, it's not like it's a big situation. He's like, I'm not mad. Like, I'm not upset, but like, I would prefer if you don't do that.
Sometimes it kind of takes them to say something that maybe you should just retire that fit.
Yeah.
Because I've had shots that you looking at Aaliyah, where you going?
Let it go because I'm filling up a little bit more.
Yeah, and I get that squeeze up, you ting on ting, and you let it go. And I'm like, you know what? You're right, Shan. I should let it go.
And it was in that situation where he was like, I don't mind if it's this, but it's like that is just a lot now because now I was working out, Mati was getting plump, gains and everything looking good.
It was giving medium, not extra small.
Yeah, it was medium.
You know what I'm saying?
So because of that, like he came to me, but he wouldn't have addressed me out in public. But in a way, I was like, yo, so like, why didn't you say something from before? Because I wore it before. And then he explained it. And I said, okay, see it there? So like, if that conversation is behind closed doors, I don't think a man can get upset at you. Now, if you tell me something makes you feel uncomfortable and I go ahead and I wear it anyways and I don't communicate it with you, you can be upset.
That's a different story.
But don't address me on Twitter. That's all I'm saying.
Young. I wonder how old he is.
Must.
Because there's no way you're talking to good body Keke Palmer like that.
On the internet. Like, boy, have you lost your mind?
Like, are you crazy? That girl don't do nothing. Ugh.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
I guess.
That was a little...
I guess.
Question mark for me.
Yeah.
But moral of the story, friends. What is the moral of the story? Date who you want.
Don't address me on Twitter.
Don't address me on Twitter.
That part.
Make sure everything is age appropriate.
Communicate.
And express your feelings and big up yourself.
Yeah, don't be afraid to say how you feel, bro. It's just as simple as that. And I mean, at the end of the day, it just all the
say
communication.
What you mean and mean what you say.
Today was a good episode. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, even though like we felt like I was like talking all over the place, but I feel like everything aligned.
Yeah.
Like although we jumped from jump to jump, but I feel like that's how organic conversations happen.
And it just makes sense.
Yeah.
But moving forward with the podcast, okay. We always love everybody and the attention and we get it and we appreciate it. But continue to support us. We love that. Downloading our episodes, please. Engage and like, share, we're out here doing this because we enjoy talking. We enjoy, people's feedback. We like when people listen to us. We like when people support us. And I'm just continuing something that I believed in almost 2-3 years ago, and I just want to continue it. And now I get to do it with my dogs. You don't know,
Don't know the
outside.
vibes outside.
So just continue to support us, share, tell your friend about the podcast, whomever. You know the
Send up on the
vibes.
WhatsApp.
You know the vibes. You can always find us on our social media platforms. CheyTea Podcast. We're getting better at posting. I'm getting there, and I'm doing what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bay for the camera. But it's all the work, and it's just supporting each other. And I love that there's people that are putting out podcasts. I love that everybody is branching out and doing what they want to do for themselves. And I'm here to support everyone. So continue to support the city. Continue to support people doing entrepreneurships, all that jazz. Continue to support. That's all I'm gonna say. Just support the thing, man. Support.
Dang, I got nothing else to say 'cause you said it all, friends.
Yeah.
That is that.
A dot.
And that is it.
All right. Amen. God is good. Bye. We'll see you in the next episode. You already know what it is.
Peace
Outside.
and blessings.
Don't at me, bro. You must be crazy, especially when you have my number.
Oh, lie.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, one. Like I said, eat that thing.